Hello everyone, this is ATFS SAS. I'm in Falcon 4 Allied Force. I'm going over the manual today and I want to highlight some things about turning for this dogfight series that we're doing. We just want to revisit some of these chapters. So one of the things I want to discuss in this chapter about learning to turn is the concept of air speed and turn rate and turn radius and their relationships. So let's take a look. This is chapter 2 on page 26. Okay, so here we are. This is how the chapter introduces itself as max G turn at corner speed. It gives you what's called your corner velocity. This is somewhere between 330 to 330 to 440 knots. At that speed, theoretically, you should be able to pull, let's see, here it is right here, between 330 and 340 knots. And at that speed, you should be able to do a really tight turn and a really fast turn. So we're going to get into that in just a second. What I want to focus on is this paragraph right here. There's one other maneuvering concept that I will address before we blast off. This concept is called specific energy, or P sub S. This is a concept that describes the energy or potential maneuverability of a fighter. That is true, P sub S, but I want to focus on P sub S equals 0. Okay, and this is a really good chart to do it. At first, when I looked at this chart before, I didn't understand why the chart was even in the game or why they even introduced it, but this is called a doghouse chart. They have these charts for many different jets. This is the one for the F-16, and it's specific for a certain altitude, so it's specific for 15,000 feet. At different altitudes, the jet does react differently. So I just want to keep in mind that this is specifically for the jet at 15,000 feet. So what we want to look at is the P sub S equals 0 number, which is right there. P sub S equals 0. So also, if you notice that P sub S line is this line right here. It goes from here, here, goes all the way around here. And P sub S, in terms of energy, it means that you're not gaining energy and you're not losing energy. And why is that important? That is important because it means that whatever energy you already have, you keep. So if you're flying at 300 knots, you will stay at 300 knots. And if you're at 10,000 feet, you will stay at 10,000 feet almost indefinitely. So let's look at that in more detail. So at this juncture here, in this box right here, this box is a combination of speed, which is between Mach 0.6 and Mach 0.8, which is roughly 330 to 440 knots in this box. And you're also turning, this is the rate at which you're turning, as fast as you could turn, is between somewhere between 12 degrees and 16 degrees per second. So if you look exactly at where the P sub S line falls within this box, you're looking at turning consistently between 13 degrees per second and somewhere around 14 or 15 degrees per second. Consistently, meaning you could maintain that turn rate and that speed indefinitely without losing speed or without losing altitude. That is very, very important to know. So again, if we look at this here, down here at the point at the speed line, Mach 6 is your Mach number. It's not your speeds that you see in your HUD. So the Mach number changes based on your altitude or the weight of your jet. So sometimes in order to get Mach 0.6, you have to be flying at 500 knots because your jet is just that heavy. So your Mach number is not your speed. But if you're flying an empty jet like you do in your training missions, your jet is empty, you're at 15,000 feet, you're straight and level, your Mach number is pretty accurate to about 330 at 0.6 to about 440 at 0.8. And you want to maintain your turn at 15,000 feet, and you should know that you should be turning at that rate. The only other thing you need to consider is your turning radius, and this is the size of your circle. So what you want to do is try to see what this chart is telling you that the size of your circle should be. And how do you find that? Well, if you look carefully at these lines, the one that goes here and up and up and up, this line is your 2,000 foot line. See that? This is your 2,000 foot line. So this line over here, this one, the second one, is your 3,000 foot line right here. And this line here, right here, is your 4,000 foot circle line. So if we go back to our box that we wanted to highlight in here, let me just highlight that for you real quick. So if we go back to that key P sub S box, which is in here, you could see that your radius would be somewhere between 3,000, which passes here, and 4,000, which passes right here. So this is your 4,000 foot radius line, and over here is your 3,000 foot radius line, and right in between, right here, is your P sub S line. So you're looking at a radius at around 3,500 feet. So let's put it all together. This chart is telling you that you should be able to fly at roughly 400 knots and turn at a rate of 12 or 13 degrees per second. And you should be able to do that at a radius of 3,500 feet. And that is something that you could record yourself in your ACMI, and you could check it when you're finished. So we're going to try that mission, and we're going to see how that works out for us in the next video. I hope this small demonstration was informative and helpful. If you didn't get some of the concepts, you could leave me a comment and I'll try to answer that for you. So again, this is ATFS SAS as part of our Dogfight training series, explaining what is your P sub S equals 0 line. In another video, I'll show you what it means to either lose or gain energy or trade energy off in this chart. This chart is full of details, and I'm sure you'll be seeing this chart again. So again, ATFS SAS for Advanced Tactical Fighter Squadron, showing you dogfight lessons. This is a dogfighting series in Falcon 4 Allied Force. Please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and have a good day.